Hey guys, sorry you missed this day's lesson because this is a day we took a break from the book and you learned, or the students learned, that you guys are going to be getting checkbooks where you're going to earn money, fake money of course, and be able to buy things, privileges and things like pencils and stuff like that in class by writing checks. So what you're going to learn today is two things. One, I'm going to teach you how to write a check, and two, on the second page on the back of this worksheet, you are going to show how to keep track of it in a register. So first off, make sure you have this worksheet from me. If you don't have the worksheet, then don't watch the video until you get it. So let's start. In the first one, you're going to write this one with me. So it says, write a check to Weiss for a grocery order that cost $58.42. So first off, this is a basic check, and we're going to go through and I'm going to show you what to write. First thing, where it says date, you're going to write the date. Now I'm going to write the date that I wrote this. So today is September 24th, 2017. You always need a year, by the way. If you don't have a year, they won't accept your check. So make sure you could write that date, or you could write whatever today's date is. I don't care. Now, paid to the order of. This line here is whoever you are writing your check to. So when it says paid to the order of, in this case, it says we're writing a check to Wise's. So you would just write Wise. Now, if you're writing a check to your brother for his birthday, then you would write your brother's name on that line. If you were going shopping to Walmart and you wrote a check, you would write Walmart on that line. Now, as far as the line over here, this is where you write the amount as a number. So the check is for $58.42. So you just write $58.42. Usually on a check, this spot is a box and not a line, so keep that in mind. Now this next line tends to confuse some people. This might be the trickiest part. So this is where you have to write the amount in word form. So this is important because if your handwriting is sloppy here, they have a second place to check. So it's kind of like your backup spot. So we have to write 58.42, but watch how I do it. First off, the 58 you write in words, so it's 50-8. That's how you write $58. Now notice, again, they have the dollars over here, so you don't have to write the word dollars. Now as far as the cents, so this is what you do. First, and this is really important, you draw a line going from the 58 all the way the rest. That way no one can go, and if they steal your check, say add the word thousand, and all of a sudden now your check is worth $58,000. So we're trying to keep them from messing up if they steal your check. Now how do you write 42 cents? Well, we write 42 cents as a fraction, and it's always out of 100 because there's 100 cents in a dollar. So what I'm going to do is just write the 42 cents somewhere over this line over 100. So that's how you show 42 cents over 100. All right, now down here where it says 4. This line is optional. You don't have to fill this in. This is more for your records. So what I might write here is, maybe if I got groceries, I might just say groceries. So that's just for me to know what the check was for. Why did I write a check for Wise's? Now, I probably would have left that blank because, honestly, I buy groceries at Wise's. I don't need to remind myself of that. And the last thing, this here is for your signature. Now, your signature must be in cursive, and it must be your first and last name. So if I were signing mine, I'm going to write David Romanician. Now, on yours, you're signing your name in cursive. All right, so that's the first one, how you write a check. Now, we're going to go down to the next one. So let me move down here. Now, in practice, too, it says try on your own. So if you think you're ready, if you have the first one done, you could try the second one on your own to see if you get it in the right spot. Now, if you're not sure you're ready yet, you can still do it with me. So this one, we're writing a check to the Milton Middle School for a t-shirt that cost $15. Okay, so if you want to do it on your own, pause it and start it, and then just play it to see if you did it right. So I'm going to go through this one quicker. First, the date. Don't forget the year. If you forget the year, they won't count it because checks expire after a year. Pay to the order of. We're writing it to the Milton Middle School. And it's for $15. Now remember, in this next line, you have to write that in words. So I'm going to write 15. And did you remember to draw that line going across so no one can add any words after it? And now for 0 cents. 0 over 100. Okay, it's always out of 100. That's your fraction. Now down in the 4 line, I'm just going to write for a t-shirt, because someday I might want to look back at the records, because usually the banks save copies of these checks. And I might be like, what did I write a check to the middle school for? Oh, it was a t-shirt. And last, your signature. All right. Let's check and see if you got it right. Now, let's go down to the 3rd one. This one I definitely want you to do on your own. So it just says, let me get my pointer on. Write a check to Mr. Romanishin, and you better spell my name right because I know it was a spelling word for Mrs. Berge, to buy a pencil from the school store that cost $5. All right, pause the video and then do it and see if you got it right. Go. All right, so I'm going to start. It says you had to write one to Mr. Romanishin, so it's to Mr. Romanishin. And the pencil was $5. Don't forget the date and the year. And I'm going to write 5. Remember, you don't have to write the word dollars because they have it for you. Draw a line all the way across so no one can write anything else. And it was 0 cents, so I'm going to write 0 over 100. Always over 100. Now 4, I'm just going to write a pencil. And as far as my signature, I'm going to sign it there. Remember, in cursive, and yes, you need your last name. Otherwise, it's not an official signature. Okay, if you have that right, you know how to write a check. Okay, now on to the next important part is the register. This is where you keep track of all the money you earned and all the money you spent. Because it's important to know how much money you have to spend. So let's show you how this is going to work. This is your practice one. It says, we're going to start with number 1. You get paid $10. So we're going to go down here. Now, first thing, there's no check number because you're just getting paid from me. Now the date, you're going to write the date you get paid. Now I'm going to do the 24th. Here you don't need the year if you don't want, because this is your record. It's not for the bank. Description of transaction. I'm just going to write payday. Now, this next section here is debit is if you are spending money, credits is if you are getting money. So since you are getting paid $10, that goes under credits. So you write the 10 here, your decimal point 00. And now this is your starting balance, so your starting balance is $10. The balance is how much money you have in your account after you add or subtract money. Now, the next one we're going to do is number 2. And number 2 says you buy a notebook for $8 with check number 001. So let's say you're buying a notebook from me in the school store. So check number would be 001. And let's say the date is the 25th. And you're buying a notebook. So let's say you're writing the check to me in the school store, and I would write notebook. Remember, this is so you keep your records. Now, since you're buying something, it is a debit. So we write $8 here. We do not write anything in the credits section because we didn't get any money. Now, the balance, we have to subtract that $8 from 10. And I always use a calculator no matter what here because you don't want to mess up your balance. So 10 minus 8 means I have $2 in my account. Okay, let's go to the next one. Now, if you get the hang of it, you can pause this anytime and just do the rest on your own and then restart it to see if you were right. So 3 says you get paid $10 again. All right. I bet you could try this one on your own. But let's say it's the next week. Let's say it's October 1st and it's payday. And you can make up any date for now because this is just practice. You got paid $10, so make sure it's under the credits. And now you're going to add $10 to the $2 you had, which is $12. So you now have $12 to spend. Okay? 4, you get a missed homework fine of $5 with check 002. All right. So let's go here. This is check 002. So if you miss your homework, you're going to pay me a fine. Let's say you had a missed homework on October 2nd, and going to write the check to Mr. R, and I'm just going to write no homework, so you know what that check was for. Now, it's a $5 debit since you are paying, so make sure the $5 goes here. And now for the balance, we have to subtract 12 minus 5, which is $7. Now you now have $7 to spend. You see how this works? Okay. We have last one, number 5. You get paid a $20 bonus for helping Mr. R. So maybe I'll have you help me and I'll give you a bonus pay. So there's no check number, but let's say you did this on October 4th. So you would say, maybe I would write bonus, help Mr. R, and it's a $20 bonus. Now you're getting this money, so you write it here. And add that to the $7 you have, and you now have $27 to spend. All right, and you keep this going for as long as you have your checkbooks, adding and subtracting money. Just the key thing is, remember, if you spend it, you write it in this column. If you earn it, you add it in this column. And your balance is how much money you currently have. All right, so that's it for how to write a register. I'll make sure you have this completed to show me, and I hope it helped, guys. Thanks.